Thank you very much, and I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on doing what I think we're striving to do in the budget and in the government overall, and that is consolidate and bringing these programs together. The buzzword we hear is eliminating waste, fraud, and abuse, and I think the consolidation you guys are doing is a step in the right direction, and I applaud you for that and hope other agencies will follow. I understand the other side's concern that some stuff might fall through the cracks in these consolidations, but I do believe that if you have one group overlooking everything, you don't get a lot of duplicative services, and again, I think that's great. I want to congratulate you on that. You're also talking about there were some cuts to the mitigation. Could you spend maybe 30 to 45 seconds explaining what the broad general areas of those cuts?
Sure. In the pre-disaster mitigation, those cuts were made, and we're actually looking at how we can take those. There's a lot of unexpended funds in that pre-disaster mitigation fund from previous years. So we're actually going to be taking that money and moving it forward into this fiscal year, into FY13, and making it so we can approve some of the projects in the past that some of the cities, counties, and states were unable to do. So we're going to be moving some of those funds. In addition to that, we're looking at some of the consolidation in the HMPG grants, so we're able to actually utilize some of that, because a lot of that is in some of our flooding grants as well. So it's a combination of the consolidation in that area as well.
All right, and there was we had a big brouhaha in Congress. Y'all ran out of money last year. Obviously, we had a historic degree of disasters that you discussed earlier. How are we planning for that, where y'all don't come with your handout come October?
In two different ways. With the Disaster Relief Fund, we're asking for $6.1 billion, and we've actually taken and looked at and utilized, looking over the last 10 years to actually see what we've actually been able to spend and what have we been for non-catastrophic. In addition to that, we've asked for a $500 million safety valve relief that we have in there that we can use for emergencies, so we don't end up in that same position that we ended up at the end of September last year.
Great, and I don't want to, as a former broadcaster, I remain concerned about the emergency alert system and the plan system. You mentioned that it's been rolled out in D.C. and in New York. I'm a half-time resident of D.C. I'm not seeing any of the outreach on it. There's nothing that's popped up on my cell phone. Of course, my phone's billed my Texas address. It seems like we need to make sure we've got good coverage on this, almost to the point, rather than being an opt-in system, it ought to be an opt-out system, where if your cell phone is in that area, you ought to have to opt out. I think you judge how many people just don't follow what goes on in government on a day-to-day basis. I'm not sure any level of outreach will get the level of penetration that I think we would need in the event of a true disaster. So I would encourage you guys to rethink that, even though that's a little off topic for the budget. I do think you could not budget enough money for outreach to get the level of penetration that you would need for these programs to be successful. That's basically all I have, and I'll yield back the remainder of my time.